Hi everybody, welcome back to DAYZ, and I've got another request to everybody out there, everybody who goes on the Scalespeeder Gaming private server or are in the Scalespeeder Gaming Discord, or any other people who kind of watch this video and fancy lending a hand. I've put together another pack of XML mods for DAYZ on console, and this time I've got a test server for PlayStation and Xbox. So if you've got some spare time, what I'd like you to do is to log on to these servers and just play DAYZ. Now it's PvE DAYZ. Don't go around killing people on this server. But the idea of this server is that for server admins who perhaps want to offer more of a PvP flavour to their servers, this could well appeal to them, because it basically gives you more guns, and gives you guns in different places. But again, for the purposes of the play testing, just to check it's stable, please don't go around killing each other. The idea is to explore and just play DAYZ and just see if it works and check that it hasn't broken. Because for me, when I'm doing these mods, it's really about stability. Does the game work smoothly still? Does it offer you the DAYZ survival experience, but with a twist, and you can't make these twists too big, because if you make the twist too big, the game breaks. So I kind of call this a PvP kind of mod pack. In fact, that's what I'll probably call it. So the two servers to look out for are, I'll put them in the descriptions and the link down below, are 1T Scalespeeder Gaming PS4, and it'll say test only after it. On 1T Scalespeeder Gaming XB for Xbox, and it'll say test only after it. So if you just search for Scalespeeder Gaming, the 1T are the ones you get. Now these are only 10 slot servers, so they may well fill up. And then when you go on them, what I'd like you to do is to kind of look out for kind of the following things, because the idea with these servers is that it's more of a PvP flavour to it. And the idea is you'll find more guns along the coast, so more shotguns, more shotgun ammo. And in towns and villages, you'll find things like SKSs and Mosins. And then as you move into the kind of the cities and the larger towns, if you go to like the police stations, the fire stations, and the hospitals or the clinics, you'll find like submachine guns. And then when you move towards the military areas, you'll find a lot more AKs and M4s at low-end military places. And then as you move inland through Chernus, that's when you'll start finding more of the other stuff. So let me go into it. Let me go into the changelog in a little bit more detail. And what I'll do is, in the description down below, I'll put links to these files as well. So if you want to download them and give them a go on your server, feel free to do so and modify them. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So the first thing is that the chances of items spawning in are greatly decreased. Actually, I've got to stop. I do have to say that, remember, if you do use these XML files, there is a big chance they will break your server. It will stop working. You will have to reset it. You'll have to lose everybody's progress, so use them at your own risk. So make sure you read the terms of use little file as well, so you know about that. So back to the changelog. So chance of items spawning in is damaged is greatly decreased. Basically everything should spawn in basically pristine. I've increased the number of heli crashes from 3 to 10 and added the C130 cargo plane as a heli crash. So that's one of the first things to look out for. Can you please look out for helicopter crash sites that are the cargo plane? And if you see them, tell me in the description down below on YouTube, or tell me on the Discord with pictures if you can. Now, the loot that spawns on those helicopter crashes, on the cargo plane crash, I've tripled it. So that's the LAR, the FAL, the VSS and the VSD, including the mags and ammos, and I think I've increased the attachments as well. And all these weapons and attachments are now only counted on the map as well. So even if people have got them, it will still spawn more in at more helicopter crashes. Similar to my last mod pack, of the vehicles, the Ada 4x4 little Jeep thing, that will spawn in complete with tyres, rad, battery, spark plug, etc., and all the doors and all that sort of stuff. And it will have a jerry can of fuel in the boot. So all you need to do is add water. So use the jerry can to fill it up. Go and find some water with the jerry can, fill up with water, and you'll be good to go. Quality life stuff, canteens and water bottles I've increased by about a third, compasses and nails about a third, duct tape by about a third, and various food and drink items by about a third. So, I'm not making it easy. This should still give you the DAYZ survival experience, that first hour of, oh my gosh, am I going to survive sort of thing. Now we get into this where it starts being a bit different. So shotguns and shotgun ammo should now spawn along the coast. Sometimes in those little boats, but in the buildings that are along the coast, you should find particularly quite a few shotguns. Shotgun ammo is a little more difficult to come across, but have a good look for it. Mosins and SKSs, I've doubled them, and I've doubled the ammo, and they should all spawn with sights already on them. And they now spawn in towns and villages. And the idea with this is that the Mosin and the SKS, they were like kind of old Russian army guns, weren't they? And the idea is that maybe the general populace in Chernobyl would still have those guns from when they were in the army and stuff, and they brought them home. So that's why they would have these guns. Now, SG5Ks, the MP5K and the USG45, and the ammunition and the mags, now they also spawn in police stations, fire stations, clinics and hospitals. And also they're also always tier 1, 2 and 3 as well. The idea behind this is that when the zombie apocalypse kind of hit, submachine guns were issued to the police and medical staff and firefighters to enable them to be able to do their job while fighting off zombies. So these guns are there. The attachments, however, for them aren't there. They're still in with the military things. But that isn't as bad as it sounds. I'll tell you something else in a minute as well. Now, the M4A1 and the AK-74, well, basically all ARs and SMGs, I've doubled them, including mags and ammo. But the M4A1 and the AK-74, the ammo and mags and those assault rifles are now tier 1, 2 and 3. So you should find them in lower tier military tents and places like that. All coloured and the black variants of the AKs and the M4s should now spawn in, as well as the coloured and the camouflage Mosins. However, most of them are still tier 3 and 4. So I think Mosins you'll probably find in towns and villages, camo Mosins, but the like the black and the green AKs and the black and the green M4s, that they're just tier 3 and 4. Now these are the big differences to the guns as well. Although they'll still have that random attachments that you always get. If you find any magazines, they should spawn in with significantly more ammo. Basically, they should be almost full, or full. You should find that. And every single gun you find that takes a magazine will have a magazine in it already. So that's more of that PvP stuff. So so if you pick up a pistol, it'll have a magazine. You can load it and you can start using it straight away. If you pick up an SG5K, if you pick up a MP. The USG45, if you pick up an M4 or an AK, it will have a magazine already in it. Load it and you're good to go. You're good to start fighting. Obviously, guns that don't take magazines, like the shotguns, or the pump action shotgun or the double barrel shotgun, or like the SKS on the Mosin, which you load manually, they don't have bullets in them, so you will have to find them. So that's that sort of PvP spin, making PvP a little bit more readily available, because it shouldn't take you as long to be able to get this stuff. And the idea was to alter the kind of DAYZ experience, pulling people from the coast into the towns, but towards specifically things like police stations, hospitals and the fire stations, rather than just straight to the military stuff, to give you a little bit of a different story about what's happened in Chernobyl and your kind of your role in that story as you progress through the map to do whatever you would like to do. I've added some more 9-volt batteries, and I've added more night vision goggles in these particular servers. We run 6-hour days, 15-minute nights, so you don't really have to worry about that, but in your servers you might want to do that. And I've taken away a fair few bits, including quite a few clothes. When I release this, after we've done some playtesting for a few days, just to make sure there's no big problems with it and it doesn't crash and things don't stop spawning in and all that sort of stuff, when I do release it, I will also release it with a pack, a different player spawn file, which will, instead of having you spawn just along the coast or just inland as it does with vanilla DAYZ, but rather I'll do it so that you spawn anywhere on the map. What I'll do is I'll just swap say police car spawns with people spawns. Well, I'll copy them so that there's a chance to spawn anywhere. So it's again a bit more of like a PUBG experience, where like in PUBG you can parachute anywhere you want to. Although you do kind of have a say in where you're going. The idea with this is you could appear anywhere on the map at all, so that'll be an option. So there we go. Yeah, dive in, find the servers, give it a go. Really appreciate the help. Again, anything that's odd or strange, write in the description below the YouTube video or in the Discord. If the experience seems normal, write that. It all seemed normal. I couldn't find any food, or anything like that. If you find a gun with all the attachments on, or with a magazine, show me the screenshot so I know these changes have worked. Magazines that spawn in full of ammo. The coloured weapons, those helicopter crashes especially. If you find helicopter crashes, and especially the C130 cargo helicopter crash, please let me know, because again it shows me that this is a stable set of mods that people can use in their communities, and they won't have to worry about it breaking a few, and spoiling it for everybody. So anyway, that's enough from me. Again, just look for Scalespeeder Gaming and go for the 1T versions. There's 10 slots. The password is Bradman for both, and have a good time. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.